What's up, everyone, and welcome to day 10 of the 12 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! And number 10, we have windups. So today I'll be updating my windup deck, and without further ado, let's get right into it. First, I run 3 windup rats. Now, rat, during your main phase, you can target 1 windup monster in your graveyard, change this face-up attack position card you control to face-up defense position. So, the way the windups work is basically they change their attack and battle positions, and they gain different effects, kind of in the similar way as the Morphtronics. Rat is definitely one of your key cards, because it allows you to add back one of your windups, or special summon one of your windups from grave, which is definitely very useful. I also run the 3 windup bat. Bat has a very similar effect to the windup rat, only the difference is instead of special summoning it adds it back to your hand. I much like bat because it is also a 1-for-1 target. I also run the 3 windup shark. Shark is definitely very important. I definitely say one of the most important cards. When a windup monster is normal special summoned to your side of the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. And that is not a once per turn, so basically whenever you normal or special summon a windup monster, you just summon shark, summon shark. And the cool thing is that this is a rank 4 water type, so you can go into Bahamut Shark and also some totally awesome plays. I also run the 3 windup magician. Magician, if the effect of a windup monster control except magician is activated, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower windup monster from your deck. So it's definitely really good because it can special any of your windups from your deck. Unfortunately, it does special summon in defense position. Next, I run the 3 windup kitten. Kitten, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. Like most of the other windups, that is not a once per turn. So if you have multiple kittens, you can use multiple kittens. And the one really cool thing about kitten is that it is a beast. So I also run the 3 rescue cat. I don't have copies of rescue cat, unfortunately. I tried to get them. Money is a. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a playset of rescue cat. Unfortunately, rescue cat, you can basically attribute itself to special summon 2 beast monsters, aka the windup kitten. Next, I run 3 Ash Blossom and Joy of Spring for my hand trap lineup. Definitely one of the most versatile hand traps, considering it just can negate if your opponent adds, special summons, or sends a card from the deck. Also run the 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon and the 1 Dark Magician because I do run Dragoon in this. Moving on to the spells. I run the 3 Windup Factory. Windup Factory, once per turn, if the effect of a windup monster is activated, you can add 1 level 4 or lower windup monster from your deck to your hand. Unfortunately, you have to activate a windup effect in order for this to become live, but thankfully it is only a soft once per turn, so if you have 2 Windup Factory, you can add 2 off of it. So if you have 2 Windup Factory, and let's say you activate the effect of Windup Rat, you just grab 2 Shark from your hand, and then if you summon another windup monster, you can special summon both those sharks, going to totally awesome. I run the 3 Zen Malfunction. Unfortunately, it's not a windup card in name, which is really unfortunate, so you can't use it with windup Zen Maintenance, which would be really awesome. Zen Malfunction is essentially your monster reborn from your monster reborn. You target 1 windup monster in your graveyard, special summon and face up defense position. All its effects negated. It's a bit of a downside, but you can use it to go into your windup Zen Maintenance. I also run the 3 Double Summon. You kind of have to run Double Summon because this deck is very slow. That's why I say, you could probably bring Carrier back, even with Hunter not being banned. I still don't think it'd be a problem because windups are unfortunately just a little too slow. But the double summons definitely do help with that because you want your monsters in attack position, not defense position, which is how they're usually special summoned. I run 2 Pod of Desires for my draw power. I definitely use my extra deck quite a bit, and I was running 3 Pod of Desires, but I decided to bump it down to include another card. I also run the 2 World Legacy Succession and the 1 Monster Reborn. As you'll see with one of the cards we do run in the extra deck, unfortunately, this deck can be a little bit iffy, and your null summon is definitely very crucial. And if something happens, you can always just monster run it back and extend plays. Also run the 1-for-1. You can use it to get your windup bat out, and it can also get a windup into the grave if that's what you have in hand. So then you can use the Zen Maintenance, or Legacy, or Monster Reborn to bring it back. Then you can go into a windup Zen Maintenance, or if you want to just go into First Anaconda and Sound Dragoon, that is also an option. Also run the 1 Red Eyes Fusion for the Dragoon plays, and the 1 Call by the Grave because you do not want to get hand trapped. Moving on to the extra deck. I run the 3 Windup Zen Maintenance. Send Maintenance is very good. If this Link Summon card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, or no, if this card is just destroyed and sent to the graveyard, target one wind up XYZ monster you control, attach this card to it as material. That part's not really going to come up as much, because I don't really run any of the wind up XYZ monsters. Because honestly, outside of the carrier, I don't think the XYZ monsters are really that good. And if this card is Link Summon, you can add one wind up card from your deck to your hand. Thankfully it says wind up card, so you can also search your wind up factory if you need to. Although most oftentimes you're going to search one of your wind up monsters, probably Shark. As an additional effect, you can banish one face up wind up monster you control face down, special summon one monster from your deck with the same name as that card on the field. Like let's say you have a wind up rat on the field. You can use this to banish your rat to summon another rat to the field. Then you can use that rat's effect. So it allows you to essentially kind of use the effect of a monster twice. Next, I run the 3 Salamangreat Almirage. Almirage is definitely very important in this deck because a lot of times you really need a wind up in the grave to really, I guess, kind of kickstart this a little bit. So like, let's say I normal wind up rat. I'll use the effect of Almirage to special summon rat back. Then if I have a shark in hand, I have special summon the shark and then go into the wind up Send Maintenance. I run the 1 Predaplant Vert Anaconda, obviously for the Dream in place. I run the 1 Nightmare Unicorn. I don't run IP or Phoenix. I also run an Axis Code and Apollousa, just really good Link 4 monsters. And a Saryuja Scoldred. There's actually times where Saryuja Scoldred did come up because if you can get into Saryuja Scoldred, if you go into Saryuja using 4 monsters, then obviously you can draw 4 and put 3 cards on the bottom of your deck. And if you happen to get a wind-up monster, Saryuja Scoldred has an additional effect to summon a monster. So you can just end up using that to extend plays with like Rad or Bad. I run the 1 Dragoon, obviously. I run 1 Bahamut Shark and 1 Totally Awesome. I cannot find my Totally Awesomes. I don't know where I put them. I wish I could have an actual copy, but I just cannot find it. I also run the 1 Phantom Knights of Breaksword, the 1 Downerd Magician, and the 1 Zeus to round out the extra deck. So let me know, what do you think of items? Think it's pretty cool? Yep, that's going to be all for this video. And tomorrow, up next will be True Dracos for day 9. I'll see you in the next video I make. Bye.